Welcome back. We had a much desired breakthrough last episode, a couple of them actually, but we're kind of still in the middle of one of them, which is that I decoded a bunch of images from a school art project where they for some reason turned their third cousins into sliding tile puzzles. That sounds like a fake sentence, but it's real. Oh my goodness, this is getting big. This is the actual art, it looks like. Oh yeah. Okay. Dichotomy? Bifurcation. This is Chris Rafferty's cousin's art project, and it's said to include pictures of Davy, he swims for Yukon, Bethany, yearbook picture, and Davy's younger sister. Oh, Bethany is Davy's younger sister. And then Stephanie, who is an only child. Perhaps you could extract them using an application on your PC. So we already did that. We already know who Stephanie is, but there's an alternate picture of Stephanie now. Nope. Different Stephanie. They're also third cousins, which takes some context again. Gotta remember what that even means. So you're you. That's your father. I'm just gonna Google it. Third cousin. Your third cousins share at least one great-great-grandparent. I'm like, it's easier just to Google it in real life than to try to find where it was in the game where they explained it. So, parent, grandparent, great-grandparent, great-great-grandparent. Okay. That's the entire family tree. Except this one, I guess. So this clade or glade or whatever it's called, this area is not where the siblings are from. Which is, we can kind of intuit because it's this one's filled in anyway. So we need to figure out where these three names are from. Davy and Bethany are siblings, and then Stephanie's an only child. And I have their photos, so it must be a different Stephanie. This is Christina. This might be a Stephanie. Stephanie Cattrall. What happened to Sam Cattrall? That's interesting. Bonnie would have remarried and renamed. Davy? Dave? David Kellogg, the third and fourth. Okay, Kellogg. Bethany. Okay, well that narrows it down. Alright, so you are Kellogg the third, you are Kellogg the fourth, and you are Bethany. Let's see. Younger sister. He swims for Yukon. Is swimmer of fucking... It's not a thing. So it's just college. College student. Let's just... You might be a high school... That's not a thing. You're probably K-12 since you're younger. Then I need to figure out... Oh yeah, I haven't discovered your names yet. Okay, so are any of you identified? 3 pictures were scrambled as part of Chris Rafferty's cousins. You've reassembled this one, the second. For more information about this photo, inspect Chris's art project. Okay, well that's the swimmer. These two are harder. So there's no additional information. This one is blonde. This one's brunette and has glasses. 3 pictures. Yeah. Middle school. So that middle school puts her younger than the swimmer. But they could both be younger. And one of them's an only child. How do I... You all had red hair. You have red hair. Neither of you have red hair. Blonde does seem less likely. And given that she's younger than him, I'm gonna think it's you, because you literally look younger. That's a bad sign that it didn't lock in, though. And Stephanie is an only child. The only remaining spot, I think, is here. Stephanie Cattrall. So this is Sam Cattrall? We don't know which, if these two women is which, for sure. But this appears to be what's going on with Gwyneth Madsen's family. Just for, at this point, really is process elimination. Like, there's just only so many places for some of this to go. Do we have any more pictures of Rafferty? Clark Rafferty? It's the one with... I didn't narrow these two down. Okay, so who's sharing a picture with Brown? One. Okay, green shirt is probably Clark. So the other one is James. Yeah, I never locked in those photos. Scary child photo. Do I still not know who that is? It's been 700 years. I wonder if you even can find some of these spouses. Probably, but like, yeah, where the fuck? Okay, oh, Chris Rafferty's self-portrait. Well, that's helpful. Our piece was found on the portfolio of college student Chris Rafferty. It was referred to as self-portrait for me and my fiance, Lulu. What? Fiance with an E. It's autocorrect. when you Google it, Google's like, do you mean France? Word Tips says, is it spelled fence or fiance? Like they think it's a misspelling of the word fence. That's... I don't know what this guy's deal is. Why does he spell fiance like this? Okay, Lulu. Do you have a... You do, okay. So we can add Lulu in here. Nope. Luisa Garcia. Is that what Lulu can mean? Maybe. I'm gonna believe. I'm just gonna believe. Okay, so you're young. But you have a fiance. So I'm gonna say that you are a college student. But I don't know if that's the case. You could be a high school student. I don't think... American minimum age for getting engaged. Can you be legally engaged at 15? Yes, you can get engaged at 15 because engagement is a personal process, not a legal step. That's what I was suspecting while I was searching it. Literally while I was typing it, I was like, hang on a minute, engagement, getting engaged isn't real in any concrete way. You just get engaged because you just say you're engaged, yeah. So you could have a fiance in middle school, I guess. It's just using big serious words about being, oh, I forgot the list of names was literally a physical list of names we were given. Like, that's weird, right? That's weird when you think about it. Also, we don't know Eloise's last name at all at the top of the family tree. It is this weird thing where I'm supposed to be a family tree expert, genuinely picking the stuff together, but instead of like integrating the names like into the story throughout the whole thing for me to pick up, like in The Case of the Golden Idol, I am just given a complete list of names up front, and I'm genuinely just doing an exercise in universe. Like, I'm not actually really doing real investigative work to some extent, in that I don't have to actually even find out who the options are to begin with. Okay, so there's a self-portrait, so we know what he looks like. I didn't realize that was there at first, so I was like, did this fucker just give me nothing else to work on? Like, Did he just give me 3 third cousins photos, but I don't know what he looks like? All right, so I filled in the roles of 3 of these people, and you're a dancer, so that's a bad sign. Instructor, teacher. Teacher's not even an option. That's wild in its own way, right? I guess professor is an option, which is basically teacher, but for college and whatnot. So she should be right, unless it's backwards, which is possible. I'm tempted to flip her position because I feel like I actually have enough of these people correct that she must be wrong, and she'll take some people with her when I correct it. All right, so Christina. November. Dancer. Nope. That's a bad sign. Have I misplaced November? Why do I think November is here? Besides being young. Very young. Why do I think Jack is here? Admittedly, where the fuck else would he go? Because she is way younger. They're in the same photo together. Bonnie? That's you. Mr. Next President Guy Hudson? That's you, right? Ernie Jr.? Yeah, it's you. Carolyn. This is hard. Oh, Carolyn's the artist. So Carolyn's the artist. Gwyneth? Gwyneth M. and Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn's her sister, and Gwyneth is the glasses one, yeah. Miracle Jr., that's you. Jim Roottree, that's you. Clark, Carl, and Eli M. What is Miracle's sibling named? Elias M. Eli M. Clark and Carl, that's Carl. Clark. Are you Clark? That's an alternate Clark face, isn't it? That's older Clark. That does look like him, doesn't it? He's not an additional person. I didn't have Clark's photo from that mixed in. So that's interesting. And yeah, you're not young. You're young for a free spirit, but you're not that young. Okay, I'm gonna delete this because I don't know who the fuck this is. But this is where November should be. I was right that this was November from the beginning. I just had the wrong portrait. It didn't fill it in though, so I could still be wrong. But I think I have a better logic here. Because this is the row that all of these people are on. And why would she just be one half of 2 siblings here or whatever's going on there? That's just messy and confusing. Yeah, because that would make her really young. But I just don't know anything about November and Edward. I'm having troubles there. Are you fucking... Are you in high school? No? Maybe? How old was the website? Let's see. Yukon. Art of Rafferty, 1997, so last year. So very recent. Yeah, me and my fiance Lulu. Paying it for the first year of college. Okay, so he's definitely in college. Alright, so we can move on from Chris Rafferty. He's got to be correct. I gotta figure out Stephanie Cottrell's job. And also how to tell who's who between some of these people. Is swimmer's athlete? Pro athlete. Is that more accurate? Let's see. Just curious, what is UConn? It's University of Connecticut. So then he's... I think that makes him a college student. I don't know if you can be called a pro athlete in college because they technically don't pay you. That's just one of the fucked up things about a lot of that is you're like really doing all the work and you have to juggle it with school and you're potentially causing permanent damage to your body and so on. But they, at least for college football, I think they don't pay you in the United States, and it's like a weird fucked up loophole that doesn't really have any excuses for the way it works. Who are you? Why have I never figured out who you are? Are you just... You're just Lauren, aren't you? Yes, that definitely looks like Lauren. And I think... Just never accounted... Yeah. Written from Lauren's perspective, everyone's grouped up. Yeah, that's just a case of me not filling that person in. Who the fuck is this kid? Who's this nightmare child? Is that Miracle Jr.? So that was Sam. And I fixated on that part, so I didn't really figure out who this kid was. Is the idea that that's Miracle Jr. and Miracle Jr.'s sibling had not been born yet? The next generation. An attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5-piece photo for our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered at the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one, but I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted on the 4 of us standing together, so we clumped up in the middle, let everyone else filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge, even after all these years. He was too young for the other one and too old for this one, and then he ended up just being in both anyway. Yeah, the weird little kid is probably Miracle Jr. I can definitely fill it in. Weird child photo. I don't know. No, because they're in the Free Spirits photo together and they look the same. It's like, why would Miracle Jr. not be in there? Or why would Miracle Jr. be there without Elias and no mention of that? I think they did skip to the 2 photos later. So there's just like a weird little kid. Is there somebody in this generation's photo besides Gwen whose photo I have set for them is not from that? No, they're all from that. Who is that kid? Is it you? Is it this guy? Is he 50? Ah, so much this is filled in already that I'm like, what the fuck do I even do now? What is up with this family? Penelope Tessa Green. Still know what you look like, right? Can I copy paste your name? Let's see. X-Pop. Let's see. You search for UConn, you find out that it's the University of Connecticut and that Davy Kellogg IV is on their swim team, the Huskies. He also came in second in his most recent competition, though that doesn't seem relevant. Go Tartans. Tartans are the mascot of the Carnegie Mellon University. Doesn't seem relevant. My fiance Lulu. Fiance spelled wrong. I was like, is that some sort of weird clue? Or is there a joke about it in the game? Chris Rafferty. We're on Roottree. The Roottree Curse. Ernie Madsen Jr. is a president, so he's probably online somewhere. Poisoned. Let's see, maybe in the local news? President poisoned. Step down. Roottree president. The first few pages are filled with news results about the plane crash. Besides that, there are countless advertisements and conversations about the various products made by the Roottree Candy Company. Most articles mention Carl Roottree, who was the president of the Roottree Candy Company. His daughters are also eulogized. Roottree Sisters. They've been famous from a very young age. No mention of previous presidents. It's called Roottree General Results. It's the page I actually got. That is useful. The game corrects you, or like it corrects itself to some extent, and it says like that's the actual name of the page. Was tangentially related in some way, but here's what's going on. Run investigative jag. I'm just gonna Google this out of spite. Modern music monthly. Investigative jazz. No. Okay. Feeling a little stuck again. Robert Roottree. Nothing comes up for Robert Roottree. Penelope Tessa Green. That's Green with an E. Not a 2. Ooh! Penelope Tessa Green is a retired comedian. There's a result for the Laugh Lounge, a club in Reno, that's nearby, that claims Penelope got her, my favorite free conventions in Reno, because I get to get there by driving for 2 hours, and it's just there's no stress. Claims Penelope got her stand-up start and first did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a star on Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labeled Joke-O-Lantern, 1997, as well as a different picture labeled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets, 1994. Both have been added to evidence. Penelope Tessa Green is related to, God, what tab am I in right now? Hollywood? Yeah. Okay, let's do the Laugh Lounge. No, that's the page I'm already on. Alright, well she's a retired comedian. We just got some helpful images. I guess I don't need to Google any of these because they're the documents that were printed just now. Found this on a website about a comedy club called the Laugh Lounge. It was captioned Jack watching one of his mother's sets, 1994. Okay. So, one of you is named Jack. Jack Roottree. Found this on a website about a comedy club. Joke-O-Lantern, 1994. I say 4? So it's 1997. This is 1994. So obviously Jack is older than the other kid, who was a baby later. This should be the only remaining Roottree. This is still Christina. That name is still in this part of the screen, and they're a creepy little baby. They're a baby. I finally got to label the baby being a baby. I was like, been waiting all game. I'm like, who's baby? Okay, November is placed. We got Chris, Christina, Kellogg, and I can probably play the other kid I just got is probably placed too. I just need to figure out their name. Oh my god, oh my god, look at it go. Yeah, because in this little marathon I did a lot of redundant photos and filled them in. Luisa Garcia, Penelope, Sam Cattrall, Kellogg David, yeah. The alternate album cover, alternate, yeah. People we very much already knew about, but I had not filled in their alternate photos, and it made me think this was a different person, because he does look so different from Modern Clark. That guy just has a lot of photos though in the record. Okay, yeah, this is also like this was Gwyn. So a lot of them are people we already knew. All right, so you're probably done too. You're probably a K through 12 student because you look old enough. So that's of the 4 people I need to get. One of them's already here, so that's good. I don't know the job or anything about Stephanie Cattrall or Bethany. I do think I can assume these are backwards though. It does kind of give lone oh, the glasses. Are you just also a student? Probably. Because that's a middle school photo. So this is your younger sister. Blonde does fit with redhead better. It's just that she just seemed like there's a chance of her being older even. I wasn't sure. She might also be in college. It's gotta be a better way to find that out. Let's see. I get the feeling I'm gonna have to just accept the fact that I'm not gonna know some of these spouse names. Like they're there because there has to be a spouse there. And you could get some of them through process elimination maybe, but not really. Okay, we are down to Laura, Clara, Joan, and April. And that's it. But I still don't know how you would narrow them down beyond guessing. That sounds hard. God, who's missing? So you're pretty filled in. You're pretty filled in. I might have both of you actually finished now. And I think you're right. So it just comes down to fucking Robert Roottree. In the whole game, maybe. We caught up really quickly all of a sudden, didn't we? It really was just a bunch of fucking kids that don't really have anything going on with their lives. Because they're just kids. So it's just like, they started cascading into place with a couple of art projects. Where the fuck is Robert Roottree? Didn't I already just look for you? Let's see, anything else about this stuff? Breast milk cheese. 80s Jokoland, that's not relevant. A Laugh Lounge in Reno. Should be nothing else there. I think we're done with that, yeah. Okay, so Robert Roottree. And then like, why is there a square around them? I still don't know what that means. Like, it's gotta be a legal dispute, right? I gotta be able to find something else about that. Because that was a thing. RR versus blah blah versus the family. Rootrees versus RR. You find very few details about this particular incident with regards to the Clansed Trust. A student that attended the lecture wrote, lecture about it wrote the following in Legal Oddities website. From what I can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. What does that part mean, I wonder? Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Clansed Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendants of Elias Roottree without completely dissolving the trust. There's no additional information online. So we'll try the periodicals. Why wouldn't it be in the local news? These are, it's not gonna be in these 3. A case like this should be in the local library, potentially, but I don't have an author name. And no one's mentioned in this article by name except Elias Roottree, who definitely didn't write it because he was dead, I think. I know he didn't write it. I just think he might have not been dead yet. I don't know the timeline. It's hard. Teen Blast has a clue? There's an article about Raina Roottree from 1994. This issue also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. We know the name of TMS, so it's not secretly her distant cousin. One important thing I learned at an early age is that dreams are not outside our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who taught lectures about history. He always told me that history is full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made Roottree name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even read a book that some of my friends tell me they read in school. I took his advice and now I work with my mom designing clothing. I help decide what colors and patterns I want to model. Then she designs the clothes with a team of amazing men and women. Is he a fashion designer? Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we've managed to accomplish. Right, you're not even... Right, this is one of the original model sisters. It's not even close to the part of the family I'm looking for. Teen Blast Brother Trouble. I assume I had to look this up. Yeah. Met a girl at a party in Malibu. His Brother Trouble was created. TMS was on Brother Trouble, but it was actually created by Ron Roottree. So this guy's surrounded by Roottrees all along. Let's see. We played TMS's mom. Ronan's distant relative, the Roottree Sisters. So the mom was Penelope, the comedian, which I can also fill in here. The only remaining photo I have so far. Okay, so I'm missing a photo. Unless it is you. I got mixed up because the women are a separate category, so the men show up separately. Who is this man? Is this the gay guy? EC? Who is this creepy child? I don't think it makes sense for it to be him. That's not a photo of Elias, is it? He's so young here. It almost could be, but like you wouldn't expect him to be one of the workers. Because it looks like it's supposed to be the workers. But the photo's here, and I expect to be able to put all the photos somewhere. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left, yeah. New warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and 3 of us are about the same age. We were told only 5 pieces, which didn't really go over well, to say the least. You post us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. That might be Mr. Morden. Next to Aunt Gwendolyn? Morden James doesn't have a photo slot. It might be Elias. Like as a cameo. I am so agonizingly close. I just need to figure out how the fuck to look up. Let's see. Starlit? Oops. Well. Kind of surprising it took me this long to accidentally log out. Periodicals, Teen Blast, Starlet. When her father took his mother's famous name. She's often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Before the birth of her second child. Leaning into the alliteration. Names for the next generation. Is there a hint about his job in the fucking picture? Like, it's just a guy. This just doesn't seem that necessary for what my job is right now, but I'm literally like, what did he do? I feel like I'm gonna tear my head off. Clean off. Give me something about these people. We're in the Hollywood tab. Go back to Ron Roottree. RR Productions. Defunct production company responsible for Brother Trouble. You find a comment on a Usenet board stating that Brother Trouble ended up being an ironic name considering the rumors about RR Productions, Ron, and Robbie Roottree. That's a different name for him than Robert. There's not much relevant information about Robbie Roottree. In a comment thread on a message board about television cliches, you find a thread called "Why Was Brother Trouble Cancelled?" One user speculates, I think it's because the writing went really downhill in season 2. They actually had an episode where Roxy was addicted to sniffing markers. Another person replied, maybe it's due to the rumor about Robbie Roottree in Silver Screen magazine. I think just some kind of article that appears to be dead. Silver Screen magazine. Am I finding out about a fucking new publication this late in? Silver Screen, one word? It is one word. A small rumors article. Okay, this late in there's a new publication. Okay, a small rumors article from 1992 that claims that self-taught television screenwriter Robbie Roottree was allegedly tried and convicted under the name Robert in a French court of law. Oh, he's a television screenwriter. That's his thing. Keep that on hand. I want to keep reading it, though. It seems he, again, allegedly, embezzled from the company RR Productions to fuel a gambling habit that left him hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Oh my god. He then fled to Paris, where he grew up, and then Silver Screen continues to insist this is all very much allegedly, assaulted an officer who came to question him. Whoops. The article's author says that they were unable to get a statement from French authorities, but received information from an anonymous source and were able to confirm through public record that there was a trial involving a Robert Roottree around the time that Brother Trouble was cancelled. So the writing went downhill because the writer fled to Paris and had to be replaced, I think. Okay, so he's a writer. Screenwriter. Uh-oh. Well, I'm right about that one. Are you a baby? I didn't think so. You should be a student. Are all the presidents locked in? 5th, 4th, 2nd, 1st. Where's 3rd? Third. Is an alternate photo for him? Oh my god, is that him with the fucking curl? Maybe. I'm not gonna speculate on that particular person. Are you in high school? It's all these kids are out to guess what fucking age they are. Maybe there's additional documentation somewhere. Maybe I'm brute forcing it technically. I don't want to Google children. How the fuck do you find out anything about these people? I just have to like guess back and forth about what age I think some of these people are.